Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to start a pantry challenge. I went through all of my kitchen cabinets and picked out stuff that was older and really needed to be used up. So I've added everything I wanted to get used up into this one cabinet. A lot of it is baking items. We have some marshmallows, some whole wheat flour, some super fine sugar, bread flour, graham crackers, this is quinoa, some peanut butter, a couple cans of garbanzo beans, that's some coconut sugar, which I don't hardly ever use. I bought this 10-grain cereal for bread I made quite a while ago, and I just don't know what to use it for. There's some Hershey bars, some popcorn, some sprinkles. This is cake flour, and then stuff that wouldn't fit. I have some lentils and some masa that I'd like to get used up. So let's see what we can make with some of this. So the first thing I'm gonna do with our little use it up pantry is make some Dutch oven bread. So I have some yeast, salt, the bread flour. I'm just gonna use the super fine sugar and this whole wheat flour. This does not take a lot of specialty equipment. I'm just gonna use a mixing bowl, my dough whisk, and a measuring cup. I have some warm water, about 1.5 cups. I'm gonna bloom that in a couple of teaspoons of yeast. I'm gonna add a couple of teaspoons of sugar to feed the yeast. Sugar's a little clumpy because it's been sitting a while. I'll probably do 3-ish teaspoons. I'm just gonna let that bloom for a few minutes and then we'll move on. All right, now that my yeast has activated a little, I'm gonna add a little more than a teaspoon of salt. I'm gonna add some bread flour. I'm gonna add some whole wheat flour. Mix this up and see what it needs. I love making bread. It's one of my favorite things to do, bread and cookies. I'm more of a baker than a cook, I'd say. And it just makes me happy to bake almost any treat. Because I'm using whole wheat flour, I'm gonna let this sit for a minute before I decide if I want to add more flour or not. I ended up not adding any flour. I'm gonna stretch and fold this dough after it sat a while, and I'm gonna let it rise some more. I have my oven heating to 425 with the empty Dutch oven in it. At first, I wasn't sure if this dough would come together, but the longer I pulled and stretched it, the better it got. After the dough had risen, I'm going to pull out some parchment paper and I'm going to pour the dough onto the parchment paper and let it rise a second time. I'm putting it on parchment paper now, that way I can just lift the parchment paper straight into my hot Dutch oven. After I put the dough in the hot Dutch oven, I'll bake it at 425 for about 10 minutes and then I'll turn it down to 350. Then I'll bake it another 20 or so minutes until it's done. Here's the finished product. Okay, from my use it up pantry, I'm gonna make some s'mores bars. I have no idea if that's gonna work out, but we're gonna try it. So I have some butter, the Hershey bars, marshmallows, and graham crackers. First, I'm gonna take the graham crackers and break them into small pieces. Okay, next I'm gonna chop up these chocolate bars. All right, that's sufficient. I think we're gonna move over to the stove. I'm gonna add a 1/4 cup of butter to start. Turn this on. I'm gonna add this entire bag of marshmallows. I'm gonna try and melt down these marshmallows. So my plan is that we're gonna do like a Rice Krispie treat, but instead of Rice Krispies, we're gonna use the graham crackers and the chocolate. I'm gonna switch to a rubber spatula because marshmallows are just sticking to this wooden spoon, which I should have known, but that's okay. They are starting to melt. Don't want them to burn. this is mostly melted. I'm gonna add the graham crackers. And I'm gonna add my chocolate. Turn off my heat, stir this up. All right, I have a grease 9x13. I'm gonna pour this in there. Oh, it came out really well. Shocking. Press this into the pan very well. Come on. Okay, I got it all patted out, mostly even. I'm gonna let it cool and then we'll cut it and try it. These turned out really good. They were a little crumbly, but everyone loved them and they were gone in a few days. Next, I'm gonna make some super easy peanut butter cookies from the stuff in the Use It Up pantry. All right, so I'm gonna take 1 cup of sugar. I'm using the super fine just because I need to use it up, but regular granulated works great. Okay, a cup of sugar. And a cup of peanut butter. have my oven heating to 350 degrees. Cup of peanut butter. I love this measuring cup. It's so easy to get out of there. And then 1 egg. Okay, I'm gonna mix this all up. I got my cookie sheet with the silk hat, my cookie scoop, and I put a little bit more sugar in a bowl so you can roll the cookie dough in the sugar and then put it on the pan.
I wish I could roll cookies this fast in real life.
I'm all rolled out. I'm going to do the crosshatch traditional peanut butter cookie pattern. And I'm going to put these in a 350 degree oven. They'll probably take about 10 minutes or so. As I was rolling these, I was thinking these would have been a great thing to make when my family and I did ultra marathons a couple weeks ago. So my husband did a 72-hour race and did 133 miles. My youngest child did a 48-hour race and they got 55 miles. And I did a 24-hour race and I got 33 miles. And these would have been a great thing to eat as we were on the trek. Into the oven they will go.
This made about 2 dozen cookies or so. If you have any suggestions on what else I can make from my Use It Up pantry, please leave it in the comments. I'd love to hear your ideas. Thanks for watching, and I hope you have a lovely day.